Making better decisions. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. I am back with another video. This video today is actually brought to you by one of our active members at the Continence Club. You know who you are. Thank you for this wonderful question today. The question is, how can I make better decisions? And this is a fantastic question because in actuality, your desired situation is completely dependent, literally, on the decisions that you make today. Because decisions, or the lack of them, are responsible for the breaking or making of many. Let me say that again. Decisions, or the lack of them, are responsible for the breaking or making of many. So that is why in this presentation today, in this demonstration, I am going to make you more aware of the importance of your decisions, so you know how it's going to play an impact as you bridge your gap over to your desired situation. Now, one thing that I know is that you in particular watching this video want to improve your health, your wealth, and your relationships. I know your desired situation falls into one of these three categories. In honesty, overall, it really is a matter of a higher quality of life overall. If we were to sum it up, you just want a higher quality of life. Whatever that goal is, it's definitely above you and it's something that you want to work towards. And see, I want to let you understand a lot more clear today that the truth is that your current situation, where you are at right now watching this video, it's the result of your personal decision making over time. So that can be a really hard pill to swallow depending on what you're dealing with right now. And it was for me, especially in my lower points in life. Until I took accountability for myself and what I want in my life, I realized, hey, and the same is happening to you right now, that you want to get out of your situation and you absolutely can bridge this gap. And as you make better decisions, you're going to continue to bridge that gap over to your desired situation. And it's because your current situation, right, as you transition over to the process, it's malleable, meaning that you have the privilege to make better decisions in your current situation to bridge the gap over to your desired situation. You might be going through a breakup, right? You might have lost your job. You might have gotten your car towed. You might have went through a lot of things, right, that are a result of the decisions that you have made. So essentially, the situation, circumstances, experience that you have in your life, a lot of it is because of the decisions that you made. And it's the root of thought, right? It all goes back to thought that you've had, right? And the truth is, many people can't make decisions. They don't know how, right? A lot of people, including myself, maybe even you, aren't even aware of how important your decisions are, how your decisions have impacted you, right? So in your current situation, you make decisions very slowly. You like to sit on things. You don't really like to take action. You like to push things off until tomorrow. And then whenever time is winding down on you, whenever you're supposed to make that certain decision, you often change them fast and often, right? Leaving you with a lower quality experience. That's why it's very important, and successful people understand that it's important to make decisions fast, right? Because whenever you sit on things, that's just a lot more mental weeds for you to maneuver, right? And then whenever it comes down to it, you have a lot of decisions to make. You really haven't made any step forward, and your life is in shambles. Your life is hard. It seems to be tough, and you seem to have a lot of things going on at once. So let's talk a little bit about bridging the gap today, that process to getting over to your desired situation. One thing I do know is your paradigms and programming really does play a part in your decision making. Let me explain. I have a couple of questions to ask you. Have you really asked yourself who programmed you? I'm going to ask you this. Who makes decisions for you? Do your parents make all your decisions? Does your boss make all your decisions? Does your partner make all your decisions? Who is deciding things for you right now? Because this is very important in making this transition, knowing the answer to who tells you what to do, right? Do you ever give much consideration to your thoughts? What do you think about on a daily basis? Because all of these things are forming your paradigm. All of the answers to these questions are a result of your programming, right? The truth is, I'm really asking you these questions to ask yourself, how much do you actually think for yourself, right? Are you really living the life that you want to live, or are you living the life of somebody else? And so as you continue to bridge this gap, the second you make a decision, you have put your mind on that frequency. So if you make a decision today to become a healthier person, you've put your mindset on the frequency of becoming that healthy person. You've already done it. You already become that healthy person once you made that decision to be one. But you have to get it to materialize into your reality through controlling your mind on a consistent basis and doing what is necessary to be that healthy person. That's how it works. So you start attracting things to you that you never thought of because you made a decision. So that's the reason why I say decisions are important. If you make a decision today, best believe that that decision is going to cause some sort of effect, right? Down the line, whatever that may be. And whatever that effect is going to cause another effect and another effect and another effect. So one decision today can lead to many different effects down the road. That's how powerful decisions are. So that's why it's very important for you to make positive decisions that are in alignment with your desired situation, because it creates almost a domino effect of different things later down the road. Just one decision a day. So think about it in terms of all the decisions that you make throughout the day. So literally every second of the day, that's why manifestation happens 24/7. It's because you are making decisions 24/7 without you knowing it or not, which is opening up doors to many different things down the road, right? So I know this is starting to make a lot of sense, and this is starting to shift your paradigm because you probably never really thought about it this way. And so to bridge the gap over to your desired situation, right? It really just comes from knowing what you want and making the decision to have it, aligning yourself to that frequency and mentality. So let me ask you, what do you want? Do you know what you want? Because you'd be surprised a lot of people don't. And it's okay that if you don't, because that's not how we were really raised and brought about as a society, to really get after what we want and have our own lives and create what we want. But I'm here to help you make that transition over. And so as you continue through your process, through the gap, through bridging it, your thoughts have to be focused on the same frequency as your desired situation. So this is the reason why I talk so much about living from the end, and I'm about to get to that in a minute. Because as you live from the end, you're making decisions from the end result, meaning that it's going to create effects that are leading to your desired situation. That's why it's important for you to work from who you want to be and become the person who has your desired situation. And to really talk a little bit more about the desired situation, you honestly understand, like that version of you understands that it's only the result of the thinking that you've been involved in, right? Because thinking is the blueprint. Thinking is the foundation. Thinking is where everything starts. Thinking is why we live in the world that we live in right now. It was a thought. That desk you're sitting on, that mobile phone that you have in your hand right now listening to this, right? That TV that you're sitting down watching, if you're watching this presentation, it all came back from a thought of an individual, right? That's why it's important to control your mind as consistently as possible. That's the reason why that's the blueprint, the foundation of this channel, mind control, because that's what it really comes down to, your mindset, because all is mind. And again, this is why living from the end, the law of assumption is important, because you will naturally make better decisions. You see, whenever you live from the end and you set a goal that's so big for yourself, that's almost intimidating to you, you're naturally going to make better decisions because you have such a big goal in mind. It's easier, right, to make better decisions. And that's why individuals who have become very proficient at decision making, right, without being influenced by the opinions of others, are the same people who have the best health, wealth, and relationships. This is what I see in very successful people, and it's what I'm going to see as well in myself, and what you're going to realize for yourself as well, is that as you continue to be proficient in your decision making, everything is going to fall in line, right? So you really just have to stay consistent, and that's really what it boils down to. Just understanding what you want and being consistent in putting yourself in alignment mentally, and you're going to get there. And see, that's the reason why a lot of people are going to remain stuck while you transition over to your desired situation, because you understand this information. You understand how to apply it into your life. A lot of people don't even know anything about this type of information or how to bridge the gap over to their desired situation. They just don't know how. And so that's why they're going to remain stuck. That's the reason why 95% of people are in the same place, and there's only that small 5%, 1 to 5% of people who really take accountability and charge in their lives, just like yourself. And that's the reason why your time is here and your breakthrough is right around the corner. So with that being said, it's time to make better decisions and watch what happens to your life. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the other side. And until next time.